This is Stan J. Caterbone in the Advanced Media Group. I'm at 1250 Fremont Street, Leicester, Pennsylvania 17603. This is my home office. It's February 21st, 2022 at 7:37 a.m. I'm going to do a state of affairs update. It's been a lively few days and I need to do some updates regarding some occurrences. The first occurrence is International Signal Control and James Guerin. In the Lancaster newspapers, they ran a story, and they ran a story, and it more or less reiterated the same thing that they said back in 1989 and 1990, 91 about ISC being a defense contractor, about the fraud and everything else. Now, of course, ISC is the crux of my whistleblowing back in 1987. And LNP acted like I didn't exist, the things that they said. I'm going to read a few parts of it. This is the beginning. It was on the front page. It's a good bet that most Clipper Magazine employees or anyone driving by the company's East Hempfield Township headquarters have no idea of the property's connection to Lancaster County's largest ever corporate crime. Addresses for Clipper and other businesses at the campus now list Hempland Road for the street address. Google Maps still hints at its past Electronics Way, where a 100-acre campus was built in the early 1980s to headquarters International Signal Control Corporation's Defense Systems Division. James Guerin, who died February 10th at 91, founded ISC in his Landisville basement and grew it to employ 1,800 people locally, making it one of the county's largest employers. It employed 5,500 people worldwide. ISCs and its divisions made space rockets and security, defense, and ordnance systems such as missile fuses and devices to jam radio signals. Guerin touted his Christian faith and was hailed locally for his entrepreneurship and philanthropy, donating millions to local organizations. His company merged with British defense contractor Franny in a $1.5 billion deal in 1987. 2 years later, Franny announced it had discovered significant irregularities in ISC's books. As the 1980s drew to a close, what Guerin built began to crash in what was at the time one of the largest financial fraud cases in the United States. Ultimately, Guerin was found responsible for fraudulent contracts worth 1.14 billion, coupled with $50 million scheme to illegally sell and ship enlarged weaponry and components to South Africa during the Apartheid era. Some of the weapon components sold to South Africa wound up in Iraq during the first Persian Gulf War and were used in Iraqi artillery shells, though federal officials said ISC didn't necessarily know that know that would happen, and there was no evidence that ISC was tied directly to Iraq, according to reporting by LMP, Lancaster's online predecessor newspapers. The contract fraud involved phony deals worth hundreds of millions of dollars with China, Pakistan, and South Africa. The bogus deals made ISC look much more profitable and attractive to Ferrani. Now, of course, one of my uh, most relevant videos is my Federal False Claims Act video, which goes through the Nightline broadcast of 1991 about ISC, James Guerin, and the CIA. Now, ISC's first contract was with the NSA. Now, this whole article is propaganda in every sense of the matter. It fails to recognize anything relating to the NSA, to the CIA, so on and so forth. Now, Ted Koppel of ABC News Nightline did his first broadcast on May 23rd, 1991. 2020, ABC's 2020 did a broadcast in February, 3 or 4 months before that, about ISC and arms to Iraq. So this is just a big propaganda piece. And it was on the front page of the paper on the right hand side the other day. And well, I'm filing some court filings centered around this article. Now, the next thing I want to bring to your attention is a letter to the Lancaster County Prison Board. Chairman Josh Parsons, Craig Lehman, Dennis Stuckey, 150 North Queen Street, of November 18, 2019. Now, I'm going to read parts of this regarding notes of illegal incarceration from January 16 to October 3, 2019. Prisoner abuse, failure to treat medically, violations of access to the courts. Case number 0921-2019. This is the case where I have 16 years probation for all these neighbors stalking me. Dear Lancaster County Prison Board, attached is my letter to you, the Lancaster County Prison Board, dated December 30th, 2017, for your review and reference. Again, another false arrest and false imprisonment by the Lancaster City Police Department. I had to sit in the Lancaster County Prison for all but 9 months for allegedly knocking on my own wall of my home and for my first probation violation. President Judge Reinecker refused to release me for time served after 60 days, which would have been normal policy. Instead, he deferred sentencing until after the conclusion of the new charge. This time, the Lancaster County District Attorney's Office issued a felony charge, and in a hyperlink, listen to the preliminary hearing of the knocking on the wall. Click here. Warden Steenberger. When I was first in prison in 2006, October 31st to December 28th, again, I had appealed my way out by providing that Judge Paul Allison had intentionally reinstated my bail as secured rather than unsecured in a hearing on or about November 2nd, 2006. I became acquainted with then white Cheryl Steenberger. Steenberger was often visiting with William Lefty Plank, then of 1252 Fremont Street, and trying to help him with different matters. Me and Planky ate together every day during those 2 months. We were housed in THU, or the Temporary Housing Unit. All of these incidents are well documented in the hyperlink 05 Stan J. Caterbone, Lancaster County Prison File, October 6, 2019 draft. Click here on the links. Now, I get through that document, and I get through everything that was done to me during that prison term in 2019 in detail. Now, the Lancaster County Prison has been in the news lately. They're short-staffed, just like everyone at the courthouse is short-staffed. The sheriffs are short-staffed. Lancaster City Police is short-staffed. There's been articles and videos on all these matters. They're all having trouble retaining and hiring people. Now, the incidents around me in this neighborhood have to stop. Again, day after day, there are things broken or stolen from my home. Right now, my vandalism and theft totals $70,000. In 2015, I had $60,000 in money market accounts, cash, my cash that I saved up. I saved $10,000 from the foreclosure of Stonehill Road. I had my first Social Security disability check was for $21,000. I had that. Then the rest I saved up, $60,000. And where did it go? Vandalism, thefts, and extortions. Now today, I had another extortion. This is unbelievable. My PNC Bank, I've been complaining about this phony Walmart charge for 3 months. It was $124.69. Well, today I went and got my bank statement at PNC Bank. Lo and behold, without my knowledge, That money was returned to me on November 17th. I filed a dispute resolution. It was returned to me, the $127 marked as a deposit. But here's the kicker. My balance is only $1,027, and I figured it should be around $1,200. So in my balance, it has pending transactions, which is taken out of the balance. They total $99.45. Yet PNC Bank lists them as $311.31. It's bad arithmetic. It's fraud and extortion. They just clipped me. They put in the 124 and up the extortion to $211.86. This is incredible. These people that surround me in these homes that stalk me on a daily basis, I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking. But this has to stop. There is no cover for anyone regarding the CIA, the NSA, or anything like that. A crime is a crime is a crime is a crime. I'm no different than anyone else. Crimes against me are the same as crimes against February 21st, 2022. I'm again in my home office on my basement at 1250 Fremont Street, Lancaster, Pennsylvania.